Hi everybody, and welcome to your general weekly reading for the week beginning January 15th, 2018. This week I will be using the Angel Tarot card deck by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. And I'll also be looking into the energies of the week that are coming in from the universe and the planets and all of that good stuff to get a feel for what we have in store for us this week. So far, before this video began, I was feeling a lot in the solar plexus area. So lots of solar plexus clearing. So belief systems, power, struggles, also lots of gut health stuff. So if you find that you're actually physically cleansing this week, it's all good. Just eat as much healthy food as you can to help you along with that. And pay attention to those belief systems. Go within the self. It's also a very sleepy energy. So take lots of time for rest, and it's a bit of a hermit feel as well. So going within the self, allowing your own being to show you and guide you and to be your teacher, and to allow whatever is coming up for you this week, whether you're being triggered or whether you are finding that you're jealous of somebody else, like something like that. Just pay attention to those kinds of things, go through them, check in with yourself. Is it serving you? If it's not, just doing all of those kinds of rituals to let it go. Take lots of time for rest. It's also very important to take lots of cleansing baths. So if you're a bath person, that's great. Take lots of Epsom salts bath. If you're not really, and you're more the active cleansing kind of person, maybe jogging with an intention, or doing your exercise with the intention of clearing your energy, or going to yoga. Always meditation too, of course. Anything else with this? Yeah, kind of enjoy this if you can. Try to work with it as much as you can. So if you're feeling tired, just taking advantage of that and just sleep. Recoil a bit from the burdens or your commitments if you can, and just connect in with yourself. Allow this stuff to clear out of you, because it's not serving you to go forward carrying all of this stuff with you, and helping to recognize it will actually help you to see your patterns and why you react in particular ways to certain situations. And it's a self-learning, of course, so these things pop up for us from the universe or the planets or our own karma that come up. They're all a gift. So as uncomfortable as it feels, try to not go into that place of feeling victimized, and try not to get lost too much in this story. It's very important that we, just stay really clear on that we're not victims, that this is part of the purpose, and this is part of the reason why we're here, is to go through all of this stuff. So any uncomfortable feelings or emotions that come up this week, just roll with them, learn from them what you can. And if people come at you and they are acting a fool in any sort of way, just try to understand that everyone is just out there trying to get their needs met. They're bringing me back to this conversation I had earlier today. Instead of coming from a place of judgment, try to really put yourself in that other person's shoes, to try to be the witness and just observe their reality and why they would act a certain way. People aren't necessarily out to be a jerk just to you. They're acting out of their own wounds. So bringing compassion forward throughout your life, and through approach the planet and approach the world from a place of compassion, and compassion for the self too, with everything that will be coming up this week. And water again. So if you're able to swim in the ocean, fantastic, do that. For those of us who live in the winter climates at the moment, perhaps going to, a healing spa or a tub would be very, very good for us to kind of get all of the extra stuff out that's just sitting up on the surface. Yeah, so lots of surface stuff coming up this week. Anything else with this? some of you may have some new angels stepping in this week. Because this is a general reading, this may not apply to you, but just remaining open to the message itself. So yeah, some of us will have new angels stepping in this week. So basically what that means is we have a set of angels. We have some angels with us from the day that we're born. They're with us throughout our lives. You usually have one or two that step forward to be the representative, you know, when you talk to them, or you go for a reading or something like that. And people like me can see them stepping forward. So they're kind of just showing me like it's like a change of the guard. So whether it's because you are going into a new phase in your life, or because 2018 is a new, or because you're in 2018 and that's why they're stepping in, for whatever reason it is, you may have a changing of the guard. So if you find that maybe the energy or the feelings or the voice may have changed when you're talking to your guardian angel a little bit, don't be quite alarmed. As well, be discerning if it's a love being or not. You have to trust your own guidance system, and of course talk to them always within your own protective shield that you create, however that is for you. But you may find that they will be changing, or the lessons that they're trying to bring to you might have a little bit of a different feel to it, if that makes sense. Okay, we're going to get into the cards now. This is a bit of a different feel of a reading this week. It's interesting. I've changed up my scenery, and that's only because, to be honest with you, there's a mess over there where I normally would have the camera pointing, and I haven't been able to clean it yet. It's all the Christmas stuff that I haven't dealt with yet, so hence the new background. These are my plants behind me. Not all of them are real because this wall doesn't get a lot of light, so my cactuses, my succulents were dying, can you imagine, in here, which is not always the most ideal to have in a healing room. But some of them are real, like this one is real, and it's, as you can see, going towards the window here. Just in case you were interested. I know it's very interesting stuff. Okay, so we're all just going to take a few nice long deep breaths, close your eyes down, deeply inhale, deeply exhale, letting go, just connecting, maybe picking an intention for yourself this week for the things that perhaps you want to bring in, or maybe some lessons or some clarity that you would like to have this week. We're going to pick 4 cards. Continue to breathe nice and long and deep. Try to make those breaths as even as possible. What do we need to know for the theme of this week, January 15th, 2018? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Cool. Okay, so for the theme, we have Knight of Water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative, falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. So when we see the Knight of Water is an emotional man. This could be you, or it could be the energy coming forward for you because this is a general reading. We don't know for sure. Or this could also be a man entering your life. So this is actually very nice. So Knight of Water is talking about he's romantic, he's romance driven, he's that really sweet guy who writes poems. He's usually very good looking. So this is just kind of the theme of this week. So it's a very love-filled week. If you have somebody who's going to enter your life, congratulations. But this is also balancing the emotions. So for most of us, this isn't romantic. This doesn't necessarily mean that this is a new partnership entering. For some of us, of course it is, because this is a general reading. But this, I think, is, from what I'm getting from it, is more of the balance. So healing old wounds. And because this is a very strong feeling in my heart and also in my solar plexus. It's a balance in between the heart and the solar plexus, which is our power center. So finding the balance between your ego and your heart, and where the decisions lie, and what stories are actually coming from your heart and what stories are actually coming from your ego. Are you actually seeing things clearly? Did this person actually do what you are claiming in your mind that they did, or are you making that up yourself to make yourself feel better about something? Again, it's a balance. It's a truth. So this is what's guiding us this week, is that this could be coming up for a lot of us, these old heartache kind of feelings coming up, but it's not necessarily coming from the heart, if that makes sense. So you have stuff stored in all of your chakras depending on your experience. And so you could have had a power struggle in your past relationship. You could have control issues. So the just bringing back into balance, the harmony in a relationship versus where are you being motivated by your heart and where are you being motivated by your solar plexus? Both are good. Both are needed. You sometimes need to think less or act through your solar plexus so that you can be strong and stand in your power, kind of thing. If you get invited to a social event, be discerning whether you want to go or not. And just kind of follow that. If you're feeling tired, stay home this week and rest. It does feel like a very sleepy kind of week. So hopefully those of you who have had trouble sleeping will be able to sleep well this week. And someone's getting engaged as well. So congratulations. So for Monday, Tuesday, we have the Lover's card, which is a major arcana card. So intimate relationships, carefully weigh your decisions, and good health. So this kind of goes along beautifully with our theme of the week, talking about love. So for those of us who this applies to, this is the blooming of a beautiful relationship. It does seem when you're looking at this reading that it is a love-centered week, a romantic love-centered week, but it's not always the case for all of us. So intimate relationships, carefully weighing your decisions, and good health. So the Lover's card is to me, it's a polarity as well. So coming back to that, the Knight of Water, which did discuss balancing your emotions. The Lover's card is balancing the light and the dark, masculine, feminine, yin and yang, and balancing your relationship with all of the other things in your life. Are you focusing too heavily on one part rather than the other? This is also a call to action for those of us who are in relationship to work on those this week, to focus at the beginning of the week, or we might feel that pull to work on it at the beginning of the week. This also talks about what I'm kind of getting is friendship as well. This doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship that's coming into influence in the beginning of the week. And because this is a major arcana, we don't have a whole lot of control over it. This is one of those universal energies that are coming in and influencing us throughout the first few days of the week. Tailing into Wednesday, they're saying. So finding balance this week in between the heart and the head, and between everything in your life. And also, if you are in a romantic relationship, focusing on that. And if you do have a new relationship entering, congratulations. I hope that it's absolutely amazing for you, and that's very, very exciting. So middle of the week, we have Ego, Archangel Jophiel, a false sense of entrapment, feeling overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So the Ego, again, is a major arcana card. This is an influence that is coming in. So again, finding balance between your heart and your head. Where are you telling yourself a story? What's actually happening? Is it true? Try to step back into the place of the witness so that you can truly see what's actually going on. And I feel like this is a universal influence as well. Not so much that it's going to be influencing us to get out of the ego, but more it's going to be pushing us into the ego, just so that we can see what's there. And if you have the intention that, or the belief, I guess, that everything serves you, that being in the ego does serve you as well. There is beauty in the ego, and there is a function for it. So going back to that balance again, holy crap, the balance in between the light and the dark, the head and the heart. Where do you need to live through your ego, and where do you need to live through your heart? And in these two cards too, we see a polarity. If you're just looking at the Lover's card and the ego, this is the mind and this is the heart, really, when you're looking at it. So the influence of Lovers coming in Monday, Tuesday, a little bit in Wednesday, and the ego coming online on Wednesday. So if you are making some decisions in the middle of the week, just pay attention to whether, and just question, like, is this coming from my ego or is this coming from my heart? And either is fine. Just make sure that it's the right time for that decision. Using your ego in your romantic relationship, probably not the best place to use it. Using your ego, deciding whether you should go on a ski trip with your friends or pay off your credit card, probably a better decision to be made by your ego, if that makes sense. Balance. If that's the only thing you get out of this reading, is balance. Focus on balance this week. And try to be the witness as well. So stepping back, allowing things to happen. Allow yourself to watch your thoughts. It doesn't have to be so difficult. We can make it easy. So it's a practice. And just intending that you are going to be the witness. And if you do explode or you do feel a certain way, just starting to question it. Like, why am I feeling this? Where am I feeling this? If this is true, so what? And kind of just start to dissect it a little bit. If you are a mental person, that this is really going to help you identify what you need, like what's actually going on a mental level. Okay, and so then for the weekend, we have Ace of Air, brilliant new ideas and inspiration, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging new beginning. So the air is the intellect, the mind. So we are stepping into the mental realm at the end of the week, so the weekend. So if you find that you are stepping a little bit away from that heart throughout the week and you're kind of moving through the ego and into the mental body, we're starting an adventure, I think, this weekend. So paying attention to any of these new ideas or inspirations that pop into your head this weekend. And just kind of living there. What does that feel like? What's going on? What do I need to do? How exciting is it that I have this amazing idea that I'm going to embark on? And just kind of riding that inspirational wave in the mental. So a new beginning for some of us will be starting a new chapter, which is also very exciting. Bringing your heart and your ego along with you for the ride. Of course, finding balance in between the two of those. And taking time this weekend to really reflect and to understand maybe or reflect on a mental level what's actually happening. If you feel that you need a bit of clarity, maybe it's time to practically sit down and journal. Make a list if you're deciding between two things, because it does discuss a new beginning. If you are looking at two alternatives, perhaps it's time to make a decision on a mental level. Pros and cons, or what if I do, what if I don't, so that you can look at it that way. And if you need help making decisions, of course, ask your angels to come in and help you, or to give you any sort of signs so that they can help you make a decision. Or if you feel that you need to surrender to it, if it's just too much, then just let go. Throw your hands up and say, I surrender, make the decision for me, or just make it abundantly clear to me, whatever it is. And for those of you who are starting a new beginning, no matter how big or how small, congratulations, this is very exciting. Just making sure that you're following what feels right with yourself. And just being grateful for all of the endings that you've had and seeing the beauty in them. And of course, giving time for yourself to grieve, even if it's the tiniest little new beginning. It's still good to look back and have gratitude for where you've been. Anything else I need to know? I hope that you all have a fantastic week filled with love and balance and insight. If you would like a private reading with me, you can email me at thejourneytospirit@gmail.com and come and visit me at my website at katiehunt.ca. I'll put all of that information down below for you. I want to know how your year is going. Please reach out, please comment. Thank you for watching this video. It honestly means so much to me to have you here. I don't take your time for granted. So thank you so very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, and I will see you next week. Have an amazing week. Thank you for being here.